we start from the beginning or where we left?
Beginning.
Start from the beginning and we'll go.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Good morning to Mr. Cunningham and all the participants from different countries. Today we, the students of Rukmini Devi Public School, are here to take you into the world of Indian quick foods.
Firstly, we will talk about our school. Our school, Rukmini Devi Public School, is a Premier League institution having a strength of around 2,000 students and 200 teachers, situated in Northwest Delhi.
With state-of-the-art infrastructure and facilities of international standard and provides a stimulating congenial environment. The school is also been affiliated by CBSE for CBSEI curriculum.
Quick food is the food which is prepared in maximum 10 minutes and is easy to cook during our hectic schedule to quench our hunger. India's fast food industry is growing by 40% a year and is expected to generate $1 billion every year.
HOD has to say. The quick food are of two ranges. First, from 1 to 5 minutes, in which pani puri, bhel puri, etc. are prepared, and other from 5 to 10 minutes, in which we can prepare fruit cream, noodles, chilla, etc.
Now we will start with fruit cream. Fruit salad or fruit cream is a dish consisting of various kinds of fruit, sometimes served in a liquid, either their own juices or a syrup. When served as an appetizer or as a dessert, a fruit salad is sometimes known as a fruit cocktail or a fruit cup. Fruit cream is made by first chopping the preferred fruits and adding cream, vanilla essence, and sugar.
Chilla. Chilla is gram flour with chapati or puri. It is mostly preferred during winter for breakfast. Chilla is a type of pancake made with gram flour batter. It is a popular street food in India. It is preferred with a filling of paneer, which is cottage cheese, onion, and various spices, and is relished with coriander chutney.
Now pani puri. Pani puri is a popular street snack in India. It consists of a round, hollow puri, fried crisp, and filled with mixture of flavored water, tamarind chutney, chili, chaat masala, potato, onion, and chickpeas. It's generally small enough to fit completely in one's mouth.
The main ingredients of dry noodles are wheat flour, palm oil, and salt. Common ingredients in flavoring powder are salt, monosodium glutamate, seasoning, and sugar. Instant noodles are marketed worldwide, and there are several brands which are giving noodles. Aloo chaat. Aloo chaat is the name of street food item made in North India and Pakistan. It is prepared by frying potatoes in oil and adding spices and chutney. It can be served as a snack, a side dish, or a light meal. It is made from boiled and fried cubed potatoes served with chaat masala. It is a versatile dish that has many regional variations. The word aloo means potatoes in Hindi, and the word chaat is derived from Hindi word chatna, which means tasting.
Now we will talk about Bhel Puri. Bhel Puri is made up of puffed rice, vegetables, and a tangy tamarind sauce. Bhel Puri often identified with the beaches of Mumbai. Bhel Puri is thought to have originated within the Gujarati cafes and street food stalls of Bombay mixed puffed rice and chopped onions and tomatoes with a ready-to-mix masala. Now we will show you how to make it. Firstly, we will tell you about the ingredients.
The ingredients of Bhel Puri consist of puffed rice and ready-to-mix masala, which are readily available in the market. Others including tomatoes, onions, lemons, and coriander leaves to garnish, and coriander chutney.
The recipe to make Bhel Puri is, first we will add water to the ready-to-mix masala, and then the liquid is added to the puffed rice, and which makes it flavorful. Then few chopped vegetables like onion, tomato, and coriander are added to it. After that, we add lemon juice and then some coriander chutney, and then mix it well. Then it is ready to serve. Now we will tell you how to prepare it.
These
are puffed rice. Now we are adding the ready-to-mix masala to it and then mixing it well.
Could you put India's food making on big screen? Would that be possible, Michael?
Big screen.
Big screen पे दिखा दो ना. Stop share कर दो ना.
नहीं big screen कहाँ से दिखाएंगे?
Then we are adding few chopped vegetables
बिग स्क्रीन कहाँ दिखाई है ऑप्शन
शॉप शेयर करना पड़ेगा
like
हम
tomato,
देखेंगे मैम
onion, and coriander leaves. Then we will mix it well.
थोड़ा सा उसमें थोड़ा बड़ा यूटेंसिल चाहिए चलो चलो बस ठीक है
Now we will add coriander chutney to it.
दोनों स्पून से करो ना बेटा आप अकेले करो दोनों स्पून से यस
Now we will add some fresh lemon juice to it.
बस बस
I will share the consent.
Now we are
Now it is ready to eat.
Sir, can we have our next slide?
Sir, please, you are on mute. You are muted. You are unmuted. Sir, next slide, please.
Yeah, you're controlling it now.
You are controlling it. Move.
Mhm.
Click. Thank you.
We have told you about our Indian quick foods, and questions are now open to you.
Taiwan, do you have any questions to ask? Mary, do you have any questions to ask India?
About the last dish, is it a dish that they normally have at home with the family as a main dish?
No, it is
No, it is not. We can serve it as in main course. It is a snack.
It's a snack? Okay. So is it sweet? But it's not sweet, savory or sweet?
It is salt.
Salty, okay. Any more questions?
Okay, if no further questions, Taiwan, go ahead with your presentations then. And India, if you want to stay around, you can ask questions of Taiwan. We should be joined by a couple other schools too. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Go ahead.
Hello, we're affiliated senior high school of Zhongxi University, located in the city of Taichung in the central part of Taiwan. There are about 1,700 students in our schools from 10 to 12 and about 100 staff members.
Now we are going to introduce about oyster omelette. I'm Audrey. I'm Stella.
I'm Amy. I'm Sharon.
Can you see our PowerPoint slide? Do you see our PowerPoint slide? Long time ago, when there was a shortage of rice in Taiwan, people came up with a solution. They mixed oysters, water, and sweet potato flour together and shallow fried them. Unexpectedly, it became a popular dish in Taiwan and was passed down from generation to generation. Oyster omelette is the kind of dish that we sometimes have for lunch or dinner. In Taiwan, oyster omelette is often served in night markets or at ducks. Sometimes people spend lots of time waiting in line to get a seat because it's hard to get the seats in some famous famous oyster omelette steaks.
Oyster omelette steaks and duck are also very popular. In addition, egg omelette and string omelette are other popular choices.
Ingredients for 4 servings. To make sauce, we need 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of soy paste, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Mix them together and set aside. As for oyster omelette, we need 160 grams of oysters, 40 grams of Chinese cabbage, 50 grams of sweet potato flour, 10 grams of chopped green onions, 3 eggs, 80 milliliters of water, 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Now let me tell you how to make it. Directions for oyster omelette. First, place oysters in a bowl. Second, add sweet potato flour and dissolve it in the water. Mix the water and the flour thoroughly. Third, add oysters, green onions, and seasoning, like pepper and salt, into a bowl and mix them together. Fourth, beat the egg in another bowl. Fifth, heat up oil over high heat in a frying pan. Add oyster mixture and Chinese cabbage. Heat the pan for about 1 minute. Sixth, add eggs into the pan and continue cooking at high heat. 7. Lid it and keep frying for about 2 minutes. Finally, put it on a plate and add the sauce. It's ready to serve. And now we're going to show you oyster omelette.
上面的可以。
And you can add the sauce if you want.
This is the end of our presentation. Do you have any questions?
Any questions from India?
This is the first quick to make food, and we also have another one, but we would like to take questions before we move on.
Yeah. India, do you have any questions? If not, second, while they're making questions, Mary, how popular are oysters in Taiwan?
Sir, we are having a question.
How popular are oysters in Taiwan?
Okay, we are satisfied with our.
It's quite popular. You can easily buy it at markets, and also when you go to food stands or cafeterias,
And
they are most.
and what type of price are they? How would you buy the oysters normally, and how expensive would they be?
ऑयस्टर्स कैसे खा लेते हैं?
$60 NT.
For what?
Two US dollars. For how many?
How much? Oyster?
For one oyster omelette.
5 or 6
No, they asked
oysters.
about oyster. This oyster.
5 or 6 oysters
For how much?
for $60 NT.
Which is $2 US.
Wow. Okay.
Is that expensive?
Thank you so much. Let's go to your next presentation.
I think India had a question.
Okay, go ahead, India.
Do you prefer anything vegetarian?
In your quick food,
Are there any quick foods? Is the question, are there any quick foods vegetarian food?
do you prefer any vegetarian quick food?
Do you have any quick to prepare vegetarian food?
Yes, our next part is for vegetarian.
Okay, our next one is that as a vegetarian food, it can be categorized as vegetarian food, and also there are other kinds of. I'm not sure if you heard of spring roll, the egg roll. It is also can be customized into a vegetarian food if you wrap the wrappings in with only vegetables.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead to your second presentation then? Thank you.
So my goal I was curious, is there a lot of seafood in Texas?
Yeah, there's a lot of seafood here in Texas. We're right, not too far from the Gulf. And if you live around Houston area or Corpus or down in the valley, tremendous amount of seafood. A lot of people eat shrimp or lobster, or lobster's not necessarily from this area, but a lot of fish from the Gulf Coast. Yeah, quite a few seafood places around here.
Interesting. I was asking because we had international students from landlocked countries who could not take seafood because they just simply, couldn't get used to it at all.
Oh yeah, I understand that completely. The Gulf Coast, we're probably, I don't know, 175 miles away, maybe not quite that far. And then it's quite extensively fished. So there's a lot of really fresh produce here, and it's fairly inexpensive. Not as cheap as it would be on the coast exactly, but there's a lot more here than is in Dallas or if you go inside of that.
And so can we ask a quick question to India if they
Go ahead.
also seafood? So India, do you also enjoy seafood? Is India still with us? Michael, you're also muted.
Parts of India will eat a tremendous amount of seafood. If you remember back a couple months ago when they did a deal all over India, especially South India, the majority of the diet would be seafood.
That's right. Thank you. So we will proceed with our next one. It's a sweet dish.
Now we're going to introduce tang which is also known as sticky rice balls. I'm Winnie.
I'm Richard.
I'm Kitty. I'm Wendy.
I'm Barry.
I'm Grace. I'm Lauren. People of Chinese culture attach importance to family reunion. For example, we usually have tang with our family on winter solstice because the word yuan in Chinese means something that is round, and it symbolizes family members getting together for a reunion. Winter solstice is one of the 24 solar terms in traditional Chinese culture.
According to our traditional customs, we usually eat tang yuan on winter solstice because tang yuan symbolizes getting together. We usually eat 2 colors of tang yuan, white and red. It is customary to eat 2 tang yuans at a time since it is considered to bring good luck. People also believe that they will be a year older after having tang yuan. Another saying is that how much tang yuan a person should eat depends on how old he or she is.
There are different dishes of tang yuan. In Taiwan, tang yuan is usually served with either savory or sweet soup. The traditional savory tang yuan is usually cooked with mushroom, corned beef, and shredded pork. In winter, ginger decoction with dried onion can be added to keep the chill at bay. Nowadays, deep-fried tang yuan with powdered peanuts is a must-have dish in a wedding banquet. Now we are going to introduce how to make tang yuan with sweet soup.
There are 2 sections of directions to make tang yuan. One is to make sweet soup, the other is to cook tang yuan. Ingredients for sweet soup: 2,000 milliliters of water, 200 grams of sugar. Directions for sweet soup: first, heat the water until it boils, then add sugar. Second, stir until sugar dissolves. Third, set aside. Ingredients for white tang yuan: 370 milliliters of water, 450 grams of glutinous rice flour. Ingredients for red tang yuan: 150 grams of glutinous rice flour, 115 milliliters of water, 10 grams of red dragon fruit, If you don't have red dragon fruit, you can use 6 drops of red food coloring.
Before introducing the directions of tangyuan, we would like to give you a brief introduction about glutinous rice flour. Glutinous rice is a kind of rice, but in comparison with ordinary rice, it is stickier. Glutinous rice flour, which is branded from glutinous rice, is usually used to make lots of Chinese desserts, such as sticky rice cake, tangyuan, and rice cake.
And here's a direction for tangyuan. First, blend the red dragon fruit into juice. Second, mix ingredients of 2 kinds of tangyuan, like flour and water, respectively and evenly. Additionally, add the red dragon fruit juice into the red tangyuan ingredients, and knead the ingredients into dots until there is no flour can be seen. Third, pinch of salt and roll them into balls. Fourth, make sure the balls of dough do not stick to one another. Fifth, put the balls of dough into boiling water over medium heat. After they flow to the surface, they are called tangyuan. Sixth, drain the tangyuan. Seventh, add the tangyuan into sweet soup.
Now we are going to show you how to cook tangyuan with sweet soup.
And now we are going to show you how to make tangyuan, but we are waiting for the water to boil. And do you have any questions?
If you have any question, you can ask us when we are cooking tangyuan.
India, do you have any questions for them on their rice balls?
While you're waiting for the water to boil.
No, sir, we don't have any question regarding this.
Okay. Do you have anything in India similar to that for rice balls like they're going to make?
Anything to that in India?
Related to rice balls.
We have, yeah, we have.
In South Indian cuisine, we have
yeah,
idli.
we do have idlis and all that. So we can use. We do have rice balls, but then I mean, its preparation is a little different than the one done here.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Is it sweet or salty?
Both. It can be both sweet and salty. There is a festival in one of the states, Maharashtra, where this sweet rice balls is a traditional offering to the god.
God Ganesha.
Lord, the elephant god. You must have heard the elephant god, the Indian elephant god. Modak, pata hai na? Modak. The original Modak is from Modak. It is called. It's from sweet rice. It's a sweet rice.
Baked juice.
Thank you.
Mary,
Yeah?
tell us a little bit about your celebration for New Year's last week.
Okay, so anybody want to talk about
Our water is boiling.
Okay, they're going to continue because the water is boiling. We won't wait.
After the water is boiling, we have to turn the fire into medium heat. And when you are pouring the fossil dust into boiling water, you put it gently, or the water will spill and burn your skin. And after we put the balls of dough into the boiling water, we have to keep stirring the balls of dough to prevent it sticking on the bottom of the pot, or it will stick to one another. And before we show how to make the tangyuan, we have already prepared sweet soup. And
After our little test, we find out that the best proportion of sweet soup will be 1300 milliliters of water with 100 grams of sugar. Oh, in the meanwhile, perhaps we can talk about the meanings of colors of tangyuan. Yes, why don't you start from the red? Okay. The red colors us are Chinese Asian. We think it symbolizes happiness and pride and sometimes even excitement. And how about the white one? The white one has a meaning of clean, honest, and pure. And as you can see, the tangyuans are floating to the surface. After that, you drain out the tangyuan and pour it into the container with sweet soup. And after the both of dough is cooked, we can coat it tangyuan. And the dish is already done. And this is the end of our presentation. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, Mary, how much liquid is in each bowl?
How much sweet soup?
Liquid?
Yeah, that's the sweet soup they were mentioning at the beginning of their presentation, where you add sugar into water to make the sweet soup, so that it doesn't get too dry and sticky when you munch on the tangyuan, the sticky rice ball. So that's about the amount that you would need. You know, it's like a half food, half drink type of dish.
Now, would you ever add any other type of liquids in that too?
Yeah, I've seen some people add soybean milk, sweet soybean milk, and that tastes good too. And some add other ingredients as well, like the sweet red beans or even peanuts.
Wow. It looks like it's delicious. I was just wondering.
And you were asking about Lunar Year, or maybe we can take questions about tangyuan first and talk about that.
Yeah, because I thought this was part of celebration for Lunar Year, so I didn't know.
Well, this is also eaten on the 15th day after the Lunar New Year. So on the 15th of the first month of the Lunar New Year, the first day of the first month of the Lunar New Year is Chinese, or the Lunar New Year. And then the 15th date is called the Lantern Festival, or the Tangyuan Festival. And people eat that on the 15th day of the.
Wow. So what did you celebrate last week?
Feeling inside. There's also a different kind of tangyuan where there people put fillings inside, and so it comes in a bigger ball-shaped dough. You were asking?
Yeah, I was asking about the celebration from last week. I know there's not only China, but Korea and several other will celebrate New Year's from last week. I was just wondering.
Are there celebrations in your school? I mean, with the variety of students' background.
Yeah, there are. There is more and more people here in Texas that are. A lot of people at the University of Texas are from Taiwan or Korea. They go here to Austin. Maybe India. Do you have a question of Taiwan, India? It'd be kind of neat sometime just to talk about foods for different New Year's or different religious practices, because it's kind of interesting. I never would have thought that quick foods like that would be for that as well. Because too often here in the States, we think of quick foods as, hamburgers from McDonald's or something. It's a lot different.
Would it be like sandwiches also?
Yeah, sandwiches are, and then it's really strange that if we could get our friend Argentina, they'll be back to school next week, but they're coming off their summer break. But they will have like meat sandwiches where they have like 2 pieces of meat with a meat in between.
2 pieces of meat with a meat in between.
Yeah, I like to tease them like that. It's not quite that way, but they will have like 3. They have sandwich like layers of bread or something. Then they'll have and inside the sandwich they'll have 2 different kinds of meat, and in the middle of the meat they'll have a different type of meat. So I would assume that our good friends who are vegetarian would, but Argentina probably eats more beef than any other country in the world per capita.
I have a question for India, and I want to ask, do you have fruits like red dragon fruits I mentioned before in India?
Would you please repeat your question?
Do you have the fruits, like kind of fruits that I have mentioned in the presentations? It is called red dragon fruits. Do you have it or a similar kind in India?
Similar
dragon.
Yeah, red dragon fruit. Do you have anything like a red dragon?
fruit जैसे कोई इंडिया में है कि
I think
red dragon
Similar
watermelon
variations of watermelon from India, Indian as well as our neighboring countries like Pakistan, and I mean similar like that. Not exactly like red dragon,
but it's quite similar. Watermelon is quite similar.
We also have another question.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question about your fast food, your business, because you said in your presentation that it has a rapid growth of 40% per year, and I'm wondering what types of fast food restaurants do you guys have in India?
Okay, fast food restaurants.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fast food, I mean, it's all American. In India, it's all American way. So you'll have lots of McDonald's, you'll have Big Chills, you have KFCs, you have Domino's, Pizza Huts, so Nando's also. So you have like all the European and American chains. They have outlets in India.
All kinds
and
of
Indian. We have Indian chains also, which serve the Indian fast food. So apart from those street corner shops which give those typical foods, we have chain restaurants also. So we have lots of restaurants in India. So mostly they're all fast food ones.
How expensive is fast food in both Taiwan and India?
In India, it is, I think, at par, not very expensive, because they have to sell. So it's comparatively much cheaper as compared to the typical Indian food, or at par with the typical Indian food. So it's not very expensive. It's like students would have it as a snack every day. They can afford it from their pocket money.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have Subways also.
How about Taiwan? How expensive is most of your quick food, especially local quick food?
Let's see. A cheeseburger plus a medium Coke and a medium fries. It's a set meal would cost $3 US. How does that sound?
How much did you say, Mary?
$3 US.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it costs. You're probably looking at $5.99, $6.99 here in the States, where we live, and maybe as much as $8 or $9 if you're in Chicago or New York for that same meal.
So that's a good deal for us because
Yeah.
that's one of the set meals that are for promotion.
Yeah.
And but I'm thinking that the size of the burger is probably smaller. It probably has
smaller. Yeah.
Sir, in India, it is less than $1.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, see, you can see the conversion Indian rupees, how low it is.
INR, sir, 25 Indian national rupees.
Well, I watch a lot of Indian movies or Bollywood movies, and you can see a lot of people enjoying street food, or you see people going to different American restaurants all the time. So, you know, I kind of feel like I understand that, but it's still, in the United States, there's a lot of places that we associate like with curry and, you know, and different fast foods like that with India. They're very popular. You even have several here in Austin. How important is curry or curry rice and different things like that when it comes to quick food?
See, you get more or less curry. Every household in India, every mother is able to make. So they'll have their own variations onto it. Obviously, yes. If they in India, it is more on the regional base. So you'll have North Indian restaurants or Kashmiri restaurants. If we go typical North or South Indian, then you'll have Rajasthan, again west part, or an East restaurant, an Assamese restaurant. So they'll have their own variations of curries. So depending on which restaurant you go, you'll have that kind of curry preparation. Students, the younger generation generally prefer the fast foods, the American fast foods, as compared to the restaurants. But I believe all of them, when they go out with their families, really go to an Indian restaurant.
Okay. Taiwan, do you see a difference between younger people eating habits and the traditional family there in Taiwan?
It's actually similar. You know, the younger generation is more receptive to the Western fast food, as mentioned, like the McDonald's and all the burgers and stuff. And but here in Taiwan, curry is actually quite popular too. But not that popular as it is in India. But we also have a large population that enjoys curry rice for dinner, for lunch, for that matter. And we love Indian curry because we had an international student from India taught us how to make Indian curry. It was very, very delicious. We made those like 2 or 3 times in the past, not more than that.
Yeah, I just got this feeling, just like in parts, especially where a little east of where we're in Louisiana, where they have hot sauce. You know that all hot sauces aren't alike, and all curry rice is not alike too. Everybody has like a different type of recipe. So, you know, it's really interesting. I guess barbecue sauce or barbecue would be around the same here in the United States. I think India may have dropped off there a second. They'll probably come back on. We're waiting for people from Russia and the Ukraine to be on here in a second. So we'll try to keep on. Here they come back. We're going to try to keep on talking just a little bit longer. Ruth was supposed to be here today, and they're getting a bad snowstorm in Tennessee, so she won't be able to make it. And the people in Brazil should be coming on in just a minute too, so we'll try to stay around just a little bit. Do you see that the cost of food is going up or down in Taiwan?
Oh, going up, I guess. Like everything, like the price of almost every kind of goods are rising.
How your typical lunch that you serve at school, how much does your lunch cost you?
The lunch food is quite inexpensive.
Actually, about $1.5 US.
And keep in mind, we're holding those families, so $1.5 US, which is really a good bargain.
And what would a typical lunch include in that your school would serve? Then we'll talk to people in India, what would their lunch be like? But what would a typical lunch be like for you guys?
Well, like 4 types of vegetables, perhaps, with like maybe one of the vegetables would be meat, and then it will be a type of soup as well.
Wow.
So a main dish would be probably the main staple food would be rice or fried noodles or such, and then there will be 4 side dishes.
Wow. Our typical lunch may be a slice of pizza and something for our kids, so it's terribly different for even.
I thought that Jamie Oliver was going to change some of that.
India, what would be a typical lunch for your school?
So we are not able to
we don't in school, from school side, lunch is not provided to students. Students bring it from their homes, but we do have a canteen wherein some snacks are available for them. So roughly, I believe 25 bucks, 25 Indian rupees is good enough for a child to have his meal if he wants to eat from school.
And what would a typical person bring from home? What kind of food would they bring?
Generally, it would be those parathas with vegetables, or otherwise, some of them do bring pizzas and sandwiches and burgers or pastas, which is very popular here. Pasta and Maggi, that is the noodles. It's very, very popular lunch food for them. Or some of them might even bring rice or with a curry. Otherwise, that is something which is only very exceptional. Otherwise,
usually paratha.
Usually it is parathas or pastas. That's very popular with students.
I noticed behind you have all the ceiling fans and a couple ceiling fans going. Do you have air conditioning where you're at?
Yeah, we do have air conditioning. This is my lab because the weather is such that we don't have the air conditioning on.
Wow, that's nice. That's very good. I didn't know. I was just wondering. It's kind of neat to see ceiling fans and stuff like that again. Mary, tell the people from India a little bit about your school and how many kids you have there and everything.
Yeah, okay. So a quick question I was going to ask.
Approximately 2,000.
Approximately 2,000.
Eat it cold, or do you have a place for them to heat up their lunch?
India का भी आएगी.
Mary, go ahead and say your question again, please, to India.
So the students bring their own lunch, and before they eat the lunch, do they heat it up, or do they just eat the lunch cold?
No, they don't heat it up. They'll just eat it because there's no provision for kids in the classroom to have a heating device or microwave to heat their food up. That's not provided, but it's available for teachers in their staff rooms, but not for students. Anyway, the temperature most of the time is so high that you don't need to heat it up.
I see.
Because summers are approaching, we'll closely reach 45 degrees Celsius here, so we don't need to heat it up.
In contrast with the USA, the weather is quite nice.
Their climate's very similar to ours. It's like hot most of the year.
Yeah, but you get extreme weather. At times, right? Very cold now.
I don't know if y'all know this because I can't translate the centigrade very well, but we had 80-some degree temperature on Saturday, and now today it's probably in the 20s, high 20s. So we dropped to like 60 degrees. Our weather goes crazy, so I kind of appreciate what you were saying about that. Now, in your schools, do the students go from room to room, or they stay in the same room to eat lunch?
They have a recess break.
In which room they go for taking?
So recess break is something, they have their classrooms. So
and ground,
canteen. So the entire school is available for them to roam around and eat their food. except of course staff rooms. We don't allow them to come in staff rooms there during recess break when they want to have their meal.
Usually they go into grounds.
Usually they would, what they do is they quickly take a bite in the classroom and then they rush to the ground to just play.
Oh, wow. That's good. What's your lunch like there, Mary?
Well, we eat in our homerooms, and then we can eat with our classmates, and perhaps some people will go into the hall and see what the other classes are having, because we have like three different companies, that provide us lunch. So sometimes students like to go around and see what their classmates are having.
Wow. It's really interesting because you think something simple as lunch, it wouldn't be as complicated as what you're saying. And, you know, I just find it fascinating how, now, Mary, do you have the same group of kids most the whole day? Or do your kids change?
It's the teachers that rotate from classroom to classroom. So this probably more like the primary school in the U.S. where the same combination of students are in the same class the whole day. So you are like really, you know, your classmates really well from the same class because you're with them the whole day. You have the same schedule. So if you're like the first class of the, I don't know, 10th grade, then you, the whole class has the same schedule every single day.
Oh, wow. It's just like that in Japan. The teachers rotate around and the kids stay. And it's that way in Italy as well. In India, do the teachers rotate or do the students rotate?
Sir, in India, the teachers rotate in the classes.
Wow. So you stay with the same people the whole time, all day?
Yes.
Yeah, but they do go to labs also for science experiments or computer labs.
In co-curriculum.
Or the art lab, the drawing lab, or a smart classroom, or maybe to a dance room where they would do dancing, or playground, of course.
Okay.
So they go to these venues. Otherwise, they just come into their classrooms.
Okay.
But they were the same classmates, right?
Yeah, I think India sent me a deal saying that they're going to have to go home because it's late in India, although it's even later in Taiwan. But Mary knows that the people never go there for a long time. So let's say goodbye to our friends in India.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Lead meeting for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what time is it in India? Do you know, Michael?
Go ahead, Mary.
Do you know what time it was in India?
It's about 2 hours behind you. I was about to say that, but yeah, you're still ahead of them by 2 hours at least.
Right.
Or maybe it's 2.5. They're like Australia. They're a half-hour difference. So I don't know if you're 90 minutes ahead of them or 2.5. I was talking to school from Korea, and I didn't realize it was a cram school. And we were talking, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. And finally said, "Well, the kids have to go home, so they got to go to school the next day." And you know, it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the deal. Well, they go to school so often that was not a big deal. So I think it just depends on the students or whatever. And then, you know, something I was figuring out the other day. We go to school here in Texas 175 days, but then there's like 7 work days that they don't go to school. And then, you know, you figure about time that they're not really on task, that there are places, if you go to those extra schools or cram schools, like in Korea or maybe in Taiwan, if you go 240 days a year, and if you go 10 hours a day plus 4 hours in the cram school, that you would end up with 8 years of education compared to our 4.
Did you just double that?
Yeah, you are literally teaching your students 4 times as much information as the average American. So when you go to college here in the United States, please take it easy on us.
I was just saying, are we inefficient or something?
Well, I just wonder because I was talking to the school in Korea, and like the average students there were getting like 29s and 28s and 30 on the ACT test, and I was wondering how they were able to do it. You know, such a great average, and another very, very smart people. But when you start figuring that you have twice as much time to teach things to people, you know, that really does help out a whole lot. There's a lot to be said for, you know, time on task, I guess, doing different lessons and stuff. I know in our foreign language, you know, you could take 4 years of a foreign language, and so many of our students cannot speak a foreign language, where I see so many people, you know, overseas can speak English, but if you spend that much time speaking English, it's, you know, you're getting a lot more out of the kids than we are for our little 45 minutes or whatever we have, you know, each day for a foreign language.
Well, the problem is that we are afraid we're cramming too much things into the students' head and not letting them think enough on their own. So probably too much passive information feeding. That's what we worry about with all the time that we have.
Yeah.
So we're thinking in your ways that perhaps we could give them more freedom and more, I don't know, time of flexibility.
Well, Mary, put it this way: if you have more freedom and less time, does that sound like a recipe to be successful?
Yeah, so it's a good debate here whether which way it is that we should be heading.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very envious of having a culture which cares that much for education and puts that much time and effort into it, because it seems like you produce very good results.
And here we are thinking that the U.S. are presenting very good results.
Yeah, I'm very surprised a lot of times to find out the results that we do get, because if we try to talk to our students and explain to them that their competition is not going to be the people next to them, the people are going to be all around the world, and even some very, very small countries are doing twice as much as we are, and then there's countries like yourself and Japan and Korea, they're doing, you know, 4 times as much as we are. That, you know, you better watch out, because something is going to surpass them very quickly.
Yeah, I think it's probably we need to find the motivation or incentive that is that get the students going.
Well, what time do you have right now? It's like what?
5 till 9.
Wow. And how many students do you have?
40?
49.
49? Okay.
49 students, and they're all very nice, articulate young people who are just willingly sitting there to talk. That's very nice. That speaks very highly of what you and Brian do every day.
Yeah, we like to think it that way. Otherwise, we're like volunteering in a lot of hours.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I don't know why the other people aren't on, and I can't figure this one out. And on my home computer, it's a little bit archaic, because this computer is older than the one I have at school. But
you sound fine. You look fine.
Yeah, I hope the volume and everything was okay, and I turned the lights.
It was even better than India. I don't know why.
Yeah, bandwidth sometimes is a problem on theirs, and we couldn't even get it through Polycom, but we're able to get very, very nice people, and their school's a very good school. It just has some issues with some bandwidth, which I can't really complain, because our school has more issues with bandwidth than a lot of other countries that we even talk to.
So, Michael, you were mentioning about the debate. You wrote 2016. Did you have the year correct? Because
here's what we're trying to do, which I thought was kind of a neat idea. We are proposing to have a 2016 national and international Model UN program. And what it would do is we would get many of the schools that we're talking to here. You represent Taiwan, and then we have some schools in India representing India, and Jordan represent Jordan and stuff. then we get some people here in the United States. As far as we know, the YMCA has about, I think, 70 countries where they do youth in parliament or youth in government, and they're really trying to push a Model UN type of a program. And we're working with Annette Strauss Foundation. Annette Strauss was a female mayor of Dallas, Texas, and she has passed away, but very, very nice, articulate young lady. And her husband and her donated tremendous amount of money to the University of Texas, some other ones inside of this Annette Strauss Foundation. And what they're trying to do is give voice to areas that did not really get a voice traditionally. And they have, they're very big supporters of speaking out on different subjects. You remember you went to that Speak Up, Speak Out competition a couple years ago. And that does some good, but I thought that if we could merge that with a Model UN and actually have a Model UN where you could stay in your country and you don't have to travel anywhere, and you could still get a really big deal, and then get like some universities involved and maybe offer, you know, some scholarships or the large trophy or some other type of things like that. And that's what we're trying to aim for, is a really nice type of experience for the students. And we also would offer an ICC criminal court where we would do something like Pol Pot or I don't want to, you know, maybe Harry Truman or even, you know, Chiang Kai-shek, I guess I hate to say that, but, you know, it's for somebody who's a hero, there's always a war criminal on the other side. So, you know, we want to look at different things, but it would be really kind of fascinating to have, you know, like maybe a school in the United States defend Harry Truman for dropping the nuclear bombs, and a school in Japan to, you know, prosecuting it as that. So you could have two different sides of an issue. Right here, there's some really big worries or concerns about NSA, our National Security Agency, and the privacy on cell phones, and is a suit against Barack Obama, you know, for different things like that, if it's criminal or whatever. And they have all kinds of different genocides. So, you know, they have like 10 different things we could do that as well. So it would be one for a moot court and one for regular Model UN. But my concept was, what we're pitching it, or we're doing it for our competition this year, is to get students talking to leaders. You know, I was thinking like Roy, or I know Roy has ambitions for politics, and Jacob here is, I was going to tell you something about Jacob in a second. Jacobs has big ambitions for politics. And, you know, if they could sit and talk to each other, or their compadres, or, you know, their other people, and meet and talk to each other and start working at this age, what kind of world we have when they get to be adults, when they already know a lot of the leaders, you know, that makes a lot more sense to me than, you know, all of a sudden you're facing cross enemy to enemy, and that's not really too good of an idea.
So you're putting this together for the next year?
Yeah.
Right. And this year we're just doing the debate, right?
Yeah, I thought we could do debate, or the Harry Truman deal, or we could do that mock trial with Peter Pedler again, or the Carosio. It didn't really make me any difference. Whatever you want to do, we're going to be prepared for all of it.
Ready?
Do
you have schools that will be ready by, you know, what time?
Yeah, we'll have we're doing a bunch of different things. Oh, here we go. Let's see what happens. Here's Brazil. Go ahead, Brazil, if you want to present, because Taiwan is still on here now, and Russia's not here yet. So go ahead, Brazil, and we'll start.
Okay. I just got in here, so I'm going to open the presentation and start, okay?
Go ahead.
There first.
We might want to tell everybody it's still summertime in Brazil.
No, it's not. It ended last weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's still officially summer in Brazil.
Oh, yes, it is summer. Yes, the season is summer, but we talk about summertime as our daylight saving time here. So that's why I said it. Okay. Yes. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can see it now. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, we're going to start.
Hi. My name is Isabella. I'm from Brazil, and I'm going to talk about passion fruit mousse. Passion fruit mousse is a typical sweet of Brazilian cuisine that takes cream, condensed milk, and passion fruit juice concentrate in this composition. Originated in France in the 18th century with the chocolate giving rise to the mousse of chocolate. In French, the word became mousse. Mousse in French, or mousse in good Portuguese, means something like an froth, but with stable texture. Ingredients: 2 passion fruits, 1 box of cream, and 1 box of condensed milk. Method of preparation: cut the 2 passion fruits and place in blender and blend for 2 minutes. Then strain the juice and take it to the blender again. Add the cream and the condensed milk and beat for about 3 minutes. Then turn the mousse in a bowl. Serve it chilled. Preparation time 15 minutes. And
Okay, this was the first one, passion fruit mousse. Now the second one is a video because the student can't be here now, okay? Are you listening?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm mute. Go ahead.
Very good. If you don't listen to the video, please tell me, okay?
I will.
Okay, the video is not playing, so I'm going to share outside the PowerPoint presentation, okay?
Go ahead.
Start sliding. Tá nem um pouquinho interessado em ver os dois. O problema no Media Player, né, Luiz? Okay, it seems the media player is not working on my computer. I don't know how. It's the first time it happens. So we are going to the next presentation, okay?
Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Eduardo. I'm gonna talk about fried cookie of polvilho. Fried cookie of polvilho. It's a delicious recipe, easy and very popular in Brazil. Polvilho. It's made from manioc flour, which is very common in Brazil. It's pretty important for the Indian tribes that make their living from manioc. Ingredients: milk, manioc flour, oil, eggs, and salt. Methods of preparation: put manioc flour, salt, oil, and a little water in a bowl. Then mix with the hands. And then add eggs and keep mixing. After getting a homogeneous mess, move the cookies in the form that you prefer. Put the cookies in a pan with oil to fry them, but be careful, then oil spills, so it's good to keep a safety distance. Read the recipe. Preparation time 20 minutes. This is our recipes: frying grain scone, polvilho cookies, and passion fruit mousse. Do you have any questions?
Thank you so much. Taiwan, Ukraine, or Russia, do you have any questions of Brazil?
Okay.
Okay, a couple in Taiwan. Go ahead.
So, can we make passion fruit mousse? Use another color of passion fruit, maybe like red one or the yellow one will be fine.
I'm sorry. Did you get the question, Michael?
No, Taiwan, could you repeat the question? I think she was saying about the color of the passion fruit. Could you make it?
Yeah.
You could make that any kind of a color, can't you?
Oh, is it about color?
Yeah. The one you showed us was,
Yellow.
you know, a yellowish color. But I mean, I think you could get passion fruits that are. It could be a pinkish color or anything else, correct?
Good question. Let me ask the students who made the presentation.
Okay, good.
Can you make passion fruit mousse in other colors, like using other kinds of passion fruit?
Yeah.
But passion fruit in other colors. And then? Okay, here in Brazil, we only have the yellow passion fruit, but you can make mousse of any fruit you want. And probably if there are other kinds of passion fruit in other colors, it will be different color, yes.
Yeah.
Good.
I think here in the States, I've seen a pink passion fruit that looks very similar to that. So I'm sure that you could get, you know, different colors, just like tomatoes come in different colors.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Taiwan. We're going to go to the Ukraine now. And Ukraine, could you go ahead with your presentation? Then we'll do Russia.
My name is Megan. I'm from Ukraine. I'm from Ukrainian Humanities Lyceum. Did you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you fine. I'm sorry.
Okay. So my name is Megan. I'm from Ukrainian Humanities Lyceum. And so I want to tell you that everybody knows that we live in a very busy world where we don't have time to prepare delicious dishes. But delicious food is pleasure. Don't anyone don't want to reject. So I want to share with you a recipe of a very easy but delicious dish. It's a recipe of shrimp sandwich.
Oh, good.
Please wait 1 minute. Wait, please. So, shrimp sandwich. So, to prepare this dish, we need 2,200 grams of shrimps, 3 eggs, 3 big spoons of sour cream or mayo, 1 cucumber, and 1 French baguette. To begin with, cook shrimps in the boiling water for 3 minutes. While cooking, chop eggs and cucumber in very small pieces. Then mix eggs, cucumber, and sour cream or mayo. Step 4. Slice a baguette in thin slices. Then spread mix of cucumbers, eggs, and sour cream on the baguette. And final step, put cooked shrimps on the sandwich and enjoy a meal. So I tried to cook it by myself, and these are in my edition. I think they are tasty, but I haven't already tasted it. So there are. I think you like it if you will try to cook it by yourself. So don't miss your chance.
Taiwan, you were talking about earlier some seafood, and there's a seafood sandwich right there, huh?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, Mary, the students from Taiwan were talking about seafood, and we were talking about shrimp is very popular here in Texas as well. And I was saying there's a good, and she was talking about sandwiches, and I said there's a good combination of a seafood sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions from Taiwan on this? Or Brazil? Or Moscow?
Can we continue? Ukraine?
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know that now, yeah, wait a minute. Now people is becoming more busy with every day, and we don't have enough time for such simple things as delicious food. Our free time we spend not doing some amazing meals, but we make quick food. And I'm vegetarian, and I have a lot of dishes which I can show you and give you some advice about it because quick food isn't always junk here. So you can make quick food from very delicious but healthy ingredients. I always use such ingredients as fruits and cereals because it gives you some pleasure, joy, and energy for the rest of your day. First of my meal will be oats with fruits. I always add to simple oats yogurt. You can use yogurt everything you want from fruits or just natural yogurt and add a lot of fruit berries as you want. Yeah, it's your decision as you like. So it's how this meal looks like, and you will spend only 5-10 minutes to make it, and you will have a lot of pleasure. Also, yeah, it is baked apples. It also takes only 5-10 minutes to prepare it, but it's really tasty and delicious, and I eat it almost every day, I think, when I have not a lot of free time. I just take normal apples, I'm sorry, normal apples, most green, because I like it, and put some almonds or nuts if you want to inside it, and some cinnamon. So you bake it only for 10-15 minutes, and it tastes really delicious. So I think everyone should try it. And also it's smoothie. I think it's really popular now, and it's becoming more and more popular with every day. People just need to try it, and they will like it till the end of time, I think. Smoothie, it's like mixed blended vegetables or fruits by mixer, and it gives you a lot of energy till the end of the day, and it's really nutritious. All that you need to do is just mix by mixer your blend, yes, your fruits, vegetables as you wish, with maybe yogurt, ice cream, or something like that, and you will have this beverage. And try it for your breakfast, lunch, or if you only have some like 5 minutes, that will be a great idea to do. Do you have any questions?
Anyone have any questions? That drink would be quite similar to what you were showing in Brazil, correct? Brazil, that drink she's showing there would be very similar to your passion fruit mousse, correct?
I'm not sure. This seems like more like a vitamin. And the mousse, I don't know. The mousse you don't drink. You have to eat with a spoon. But yeah, it's kind of similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I understand that part. I guess it'd be more like a dessert type of a thing, where this is more like just the ground up fruits, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Ukraine.
Yeah, and to finish, we want to add something about fast food in Ukraine. Yes, everyone knows that nowadays, when people all over the world are looking for a quick, easy, and not very healthy meal, the fast food is the most common and the most popular solution. Maybe mostly Ukrainian teenagers consume this unhealthy food with low prices, however many calories, sugar, and other unhealthy materials, and less vitamins. It's harmful and sometimes dangerous for our health food. And the most popular fast food restaurant in Ukraine is the McDonald's. Often, someone can consume all of the calories he needs of the entire day in one sitting in this restaurant. And the most common vegetable served in this restaurant is a potato in form of the fry. But not all fast food is bad. Today, you can try to uh, to um, to order some food in these restaurants, and they find some ways to cut down and find some ways to cut down your calories and fat. So I have some advices for you to cut down your calories and consume more healthy food. For example, don't order the biggest sizes because these dishes can have more unhealthy materials, especially sugar. You will probably be more satisfied with a smaller portion. Then don't order Coca-Cola, Pepsi, beer, Fanta, and consume more water and juice. Order sandwiches without mayonnaise, tartar sauce, and consume more grilled and baked food without fried food. Also, you can try to order a kids menu and some items with labeled health and light. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Maybe you have some questions.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions real quick. We were talking earlier. How much does fast food cost in Kiev, and what's happening to the prices because of some of the economic difficulties there?
Because of our economical situation in our country, fast food is more expensive than in last months. But despite this fact, a big amount of teenagers, a big number of teenagers consume this food.
Yes, and a lot of teenagers don't really have some time between maybe lessons or courses, so you need to spend time eating, but you don't go home, and the best decision is really fast food. So really a big number of teenagers just grab the fast food from McDonald's, for example, and they eat it. So McDonald's, fast food, whatever, it will, I think, always be popular among the teenagers.
And I want to add something. It's that fast food is that food that you eat and can't stop it. You eat and eat and eat, and you can get some type of obsession about this food. Yeah, it's also very bad for your health and especially for health of teenagers. So the best advice from us is to control yourself, to control your fat, what you eat, and yes, and your diet. Thank you for attention. Maybe some more questions.
Any questions from Taiwan or Moscow or Brazil?
Yes, we have a question from Taiwan, and it's just very overwhelming that McDonald's is controlling our.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have a question for Brazil. Do you use passion fruit in other meals besides mousse?
Sorry, did you ask about passion fruit?
Yeah, I think they're asking Brazil, could you eat passion fruit for a different type of a meal, I think, but I'm not that sure. Go ahead and repeat again.
I have a question for Brazil is, do you use passion fruit for other meals, other dishes?
Okay, she's going to answer.
So we use only juice and passion fruit mousse.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think the addition of the cream is what the difference between the fruit your drink and the people from the Ukraine. And then what's really kind of interesting, we could do a deal one time, just fast food, just McDonald's in each place is what they offer, because there's so much difference in what's on the menu just in McDonald's. It's hard to say. We're going to go from the Ukraine, Kiev to Moscow. And Moscow, could you go ahead with your presentation, please? Thank you very much, Kate. Y'all did a wonderful job.
Hello, can you hear us?
Excuse me, I can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Lera. Here are my classmates Vlad, Nastya, Max, and Polina. And today we're going to tell you about fast food in Russia. Да. Ладно, я начну. If you are looking for somewhere to eat in such big cities of Russia as Moscow and St. Petersburg, you'll be able to eat practically any type of food, fast or otherwise that you might expect to see in the streets of the world's capitals. Every national cuisine, from Oriental to French and Italian, as well as burger bars and pizza, is now available in Russia. There are plenty of McDonald's golden arches to be found in Moscow, around 70 at least. The very first McDonald's opened in Moscow in January 1990. At the time, it was the largest McDonald's in the world. Fast food has been gaining popularity in Russia since then, and you'll easily be able to find a McDonald's in any shopping mall.
Other Western fast food innovations in Russia were Pizza Hut, Sbarro Pizza, Baskin-Robbins, and at last such a multinational fast food monster as Burger King. But McDonald's is still the market leader with an impressive 80% of the total market. The most successful Russian competitors of Western fast food chains are the buffet-style Momo and the salad bar-based Yolki-Palki. They have funny names and offer tasty traditional dishes in a pseudo-Russian atmosphere of rustic wood and costumed service. Other more not traditional option Roastix has become a market leader in driver-thought restaurants.
Fast food with a Russian flavor. If you'd like to try authentic Russian-style fast food, you should go to such places as Teremok, Ruskие Blины, and Kroshka Kartoshka that serve up traditional Russian dishes. The first Teremok opened in Moscow in 1998, selling pancakes from a street kiosk. The chain has expanded into food courts in shopping malls and airports. Kroshka Kartoshka sell baked potatoes with a selection of fillings like bacon and sour cream, aubergine stew, or feta cheese. The chain also offers salads and sandwiches. There are over 180 outlets in Russia and even some 24-hour restaurants in Moscow if you need a baked potato or fix in the early hours.
According to the public opinion studies, 59% of Russians do not use fast food and do not buy semi-prepared products at fast food joints. However, a large group of the population, first and foremost youth, do so on a regular basis. Moscow's fast food market is estimated at between $400 to $700 million per year, with an annual growth of perhaps 20%. The market will likely continue to expand steadily over the next several years due to the rapid expansion of shopping malls in Russia, which create new trading places for fast food, and Russia's broad-based, young, not-so-picky group of clients.
According to recent market research, half of men and women between 16 to 35 buy fast food at least once a week. Most of these customers consider location 64%, cost 54%, quality 43%, and cleanliness 25% as important factors. Meanwhile, doctors and dietologists are trying to draw the public attention to the abundance of unhealthy foods and harmful effects of the fast food. Last year, the authorities checked nearly half of the 450 restaurants in various parts of Russia and closed some of them. After the identified violations were eliminated, some of the cafes and restaurants reopened, but the debate over fast food is continuing unabated. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, we are ready to answer them.
That was really well done. Are there any questions of any of the groups? We'll start with Taiwan. Taiwan, do you have a question?
Yes, we have a question. I'm wondering, McDonald's in Moscow also 24 hours restaurants? Because in Taiwan, the McDonald's are 24 hours open.
Some, not all. Some McDonald's in Taiwan are open 24 hours, 24/7.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but we can't hear you. Could you repeat the question, please?
I'm wondering, are McDonald's restaurants in Russia are 24 hours open?
Yeah. Are the McDonald's open 24 hours a day?
I think more than half of McDonald's in Russia are work 24 hours a day.
Thank you.
Competitive business.
I have a question. On your own opinion, do you think at McDonald's taste is the best in those various fast food companies?
Could you repeat it, please?
Do you think the fast food from McDonald's still tastes the best in those various kind of fast food restaurants?
Yeah. How does McDonald's compete with your native fast food companies?
As I think our national restaurants are much better because its food is not so harmful than McDonald's food.
What is Moscow? What is the cost of going out to eat at McDonald's? How much would it cost normally?
About 250 rubles, or and it's about $5.
Okay. Taiwan, go ahead.
I want to ask that, is there any other disadvantage when those fast food restaurants invade in your countries, and except for the unhealthy reason.
You have any kind of healthy fast foods?
We have some salads and some sandwiches which have shrimps in it or much vegetables. And I think it is much better than McDonald's food, fast food.
I think in addition to that, she was also asking whether there were other inconveniences that you have felt in addition to the invasion of the Western countries and their harmful food. Were there other cultural conflicts or adaptations, or or everyone just accepts the food, likes the food, other than the fact that it is unhealthy?
I think the main disadvantage is that modern teenagers now think that home food which our moms and dads prepare is not so tasty anymore.
Yeah.
It's not cool
Yeah.
to cook and eat food at home.
Yeah, that's really amazing because when we started in India, they were saying the same things. They'd rather eat different foods outside the home. So
That is extremely thoughtful and insightful, because I think that's the thing with all the teenagers around the world, and it's quite actually it's quite scary to, I don't know, I'm not a parent, but it's scary to hear that kids are not going for their parents' food, but for this commercial fast food that is circulating around the world.
yeah, that's a real shame, especially because I don't know how to put this in a diplomatic way, so I may get in trouble. But do you look at food as part of a Western invasion, and more people try to buy from Russia to be patriotic, or do they really just look at food as food? Moscow.
Food is food, but not politics.
Kiev, do you have any questions of Moscow? Kate, do your students have any questions for Moscow?
Yeah, hello, it's Kiev. And we want to ask, as for you, among the modern Russian teenagers, what is more popular, to eat fast food from America, for example, or from abroad, or your traditional fast food? How do you see?
American fast food is the most popular fast food in Russia, but Russian people don't like our fast food because it isn't so popular.
Older people prefer national food, and teenagers like fast food like McDonald's or Burger King because it's a nice place to spend time there eating. It's trendy.
Can I ask a question? Kate, your group in Kiev, is Russian food more or less popular now in the Ukraine because of the conditions there? Kiev?
Yeah, we understood your question. Yes, I think some years ago, maybe it was equally, but now Ukrainian food is getting more popular among Ukrainians, and it is normal, and we like our food, so we are trying to make our traditional food more popular among the old people, including teenagers, young people, and old people. And due to this situation, we trying to buy only our food, and it's really now popular among all Ukrainians to support our producers, yes, manufacturers, and we buy mostly Ukrainian food.
I was wondering if we could talk to everyone. Do they still offer food classes in your school or cooking classes in your school? We'll start with Taiwan. Taiwan, do you offer cooking classes? And then we'll go to Brazil, then Ukraine, and then Moscow. Go ahead, Mary.
We have cooking classes. Yes.
What?
There are curriculums for this. I would say it's home. It's not all cooking, but the teacher gets to decide whether she wants to teach, I don't know, sewing or cooking, and then she sort of integrates cooking into the along the semester.
Yeah. See, one thing I found by doing this for the last couple of years is that it used to be a lot of schools that would have regular, homemaking classes and stuff, and they have cooking units. And in fact, in Nebraska, when we started like 6-7 years ago, they had canning and people would can, and it was very traditional like that. But as schools have kind of gotten away from teaching those skills, I've seen more and more people going straight to fast foods is what I was thinking. So I didn't know there's a relationship there or not. Well, I'm looking at the time, and I know it's really late in Taiwan, and you guys stayed up very late. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we had a few schools that couldn't make it because of some snow today, and I actually am here in my house because our school's starting a little bit later today because of bad weather. But I know it's almost the end of summer. They're coming back from their summer, starting another school year in Brazil. And in Moscow, I know it's in the middle of the winter, so it just seems like it couldn't be a more fitting end to a deal. But we really appreciate the hard work everybody did on the fast food and quick foods. And we'll do another one last week of March. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
Bye.